Let's say hello to the one and only Rick Story, who joins us via Skype. Rick, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks.
It's great to talk to you. It has been a while. We all miss you very much, and I understand, let's not beat around the bush. I understand you have some news to share, so let's hear it.
Yeah, just recently signed a contract with the PFL, and I'm pretty excited to fight with that promotion and see what I can do.
So you have signed with the PFL. You are coming back to MMA. You are no longer a UFC fighter. Why did you sign with PFL?
Well, like you said, I rolled the dice and tried to gamble with uh, going in with that fight against Cerrone and see if I could really negotiate a little bit more pay. But I need to leave my options open. And since things ended up not going my way, uh, I was just kind of sidelined and wanted to wait for a better opportunity to come available. And it finally came. So it's something that I needed to move on. And here we are.
After the Cerrone fight, did you ever get a new offer from the UFC? Did they go back to the old offer? Were there any talks between your side and the UFC?
The offer was there before the fight. So um, I I ended up not taking it because it didn't really I didn't really think it was that fair, just for the fact that guys that I beat were getting paid pretty much double what I was making, and uh, you know it just kind of leaves a bad taste in my mouth. But um, then again, it is business, and I do understand some parts of it, but at the same time, I've been with the organization for a long time and I like fight my heart out. And when like that kind of thing happens with guys that I've beaten or getting paid more than me, it just doesn't make that much sense. So, um, let my contract run out. And in the meantime, just exploring other options, like starting different career paths and had this opportunity come available and jumping on it while I still can.
Did you consider not fighting again?
Um, you know, it it came across my mind just because if I did get like I'm pursuing firefighting, and if I did get an offer with firefighting, um, well, what do you say, a company or whatever, I would probably jump on that and go do that because that's something I really enjoy doing. And um, I left my options open, and I knew that an opportunity would come available. I just didn't know when, and the PFL stepped up, so I'm jumping all over it.
I know the big draw when it comes to the PFL is the tournament, and you could win a lot of money at the end if you win the entire thing, the $1 million. But I'm just curious, like the initial contract that you have signed with PFL, the amount, is it the same or maybe even more, perhaps less than that offer that you received from the UFC?
I'm not going to go into like too many details. I'm just going to say, it's worth my while,
Okay.
and um, and stacking on top like the format they have and being able to win that amount of money just by winning, it kind of suits my interest just because it's performance based. You win, you get paid more. You lose, you're out. I
Hmm.
mean, it's it's just cut and dry.
Do you regret not taking that initial offer from the UFC? Was that a hard thing to get over after the Cerrone fight?
No, not really. I mean, no regrets. And I mean, I have no hard feelings or anything. I just need to look out for myself as opposed to um, anyone else. So I got to put me number one, and I just got to do what I feel is in my own best interest.
August 2016, long time ago. Why did it take so long to get you back in there? I know PFL is a new thing now, but there's been other organizations. Why did it take so long to strike a new deal with someone else?
Well, honestly, it's like if anyone here has seen the fight with Cerrone and me, he kicked the crap out of me, and my teeth were actually set back, and I had to get a double root canal on my two front teeth,
Oh,
and the sensitivity of my teeth took over a year to go away,
wow.
and I wasn't motivated to like even get touched in my top teeth. Like anytime I like pushed down, it was it was super painful. So um, that's one reason. And then the other reason, I was just kind of waiting on an offer.
Okay. How are your teeth feeling now?
Oh, they're good now.
Everything's okay.
Yeah.
And as far like I know you've dealt with neck issues, like overall, the time off, has it helped you in terms of, just getting better, healing up and dealing with all these, these bumps and bruises and some more serious than that. But do you feel overall like you're in pretty good shape?
Oh yeah, yeah. I never let myself go. I was
Okay.
staying in good shape. But as far as my teeth, I mean, it's like just the sensitivity of my teeth was the only thing that was really on my mind. But besides that, fully capable.
How much did you miss all of this? How much did you miss the limelight, the competition, gearing up for a fight, training for a fight? Like I said, it's been almost 2 years.
Yeah, it really wears on you. And when you've been doing it for such a long time, like the biggest thing that I was noticing was when you don't have something on the table, your motivation to train to that next level and like push yourself past those limits goes away.
Hmm.
And, and just staying within striking distance is actually kind of tough because it's like, well, what's the reason? There's nothing really to push for. And um, I don't know. It's kind of like breathing fresh air when once you get the contract signed and that motivation just immediately sits back in your lap.
Did your management paradigm? Did they talk to any other organizations?
Yeah, they did. I didn't really pay too much attention to who they were talking to. I just kind of like looked at the fine print. Well, not really the fine print, the offers, and then remembered the name after I picked the offer that I wanted.
Okay. You will be competing in the 170-pound tournament, correct?
Yeah.
Do you know when you will debut? I know the first show is June 7th. Are you on that show?
Mm, I was told no. I don't know the exact date, but
Okay.
it'll be after June 7th.
But are you a part of that initial, batch of tournaments? You're going to be there for like that first season, so to speak?
Yes.
Okay. And do you have any insight, and you may not want to say it here, but do you have any insight as to, who the other competition will be at 170?
I've only heard rumors.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean honestly I have no clue. I only heard rumors and um I mean it doesn't really make a difference to me either way.
You like this idea of the tournament, obviously because of the money at the end of the tournament, but the idea of like going through something like this in a short amount of time, like is this at your age, is this appealing, or is it more so just because of what you can win if you win the whole thing?
Uh you know, honestly when you sit back and look at it or from my perspective, um it's pretty awesome just because not only the strategy of being able to maintain that kind of workload in that short amount of time, it's gonna obviously change your fight style a little bit and how you're gonna approach the fights. But um, I mean, it's completely different. It's not you know work up work out for like 3 months to build up to one fight. It's kind of like a marathon. So I mean, things are going to change a little bit. So not only is it being able to go out and fight good on the first night, you're going to have to be able to go out and fight good every consecutive time after that in
Hmm.
a short time frame. And uh, you know, it's just you're going to have to approach it probably a little bit different. And if you go in and get a big cut over your eye the first fight, it's really going to
Yeah.
affect your training and what you're going to do for the next fight. So you're gonna have to uh, be a little bit smarter.
Yeah, that is my concern always with tournaments because you wonder early on if guys, well, I don't want to say take the safe route, but maybe not kind of put it all out there because the point of the whole thing is to win the tournament, right? So it's different than just one-off fights where you're trying to like do something spectacular. As long as you get the victory, it's the same thing, whether or not you get a knockout or a submission or a decision. I know there's points involved, but to me, it seems like the play is to just try to take the safest route, right?
Well, I mean, really, all of that strategy goes out the door when you get hit
Sure,
once.
sure.
I mean, at least in my case, I get hit, then you just kind of get that surge of energy and adrenaline, then like you forget about strategy for the the time being until that goes away. Um, but a strategy is going to be involved, and I don't know. I think a person's true colors will come out because just the competitive spirit of wanting to win will will make you do whatever you need to do to win. And if it's exciting, it's exciting. If it's not, well, it's probably going to be an unfortunate fight to watch.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I don't know. If you're a fan of the sport, it's just going to be, I think, something a little different and um, kind of entertaining to watch pan out and see how it goes.
I know you said that you kind of dabbled into being a firefighter. Did you actually pass? Like, are you able to practice that profession right now?
I'm a volunteer right now, and I just
Okay.
started a fire academy with Clark County here in Vancouver. So, I mean, I'm on the list for Portland, and I've tested and put my scores in for here in Vancouver and Clark County. So, I've got my EMT certification, and actually, I was working with an ambulance company down in Hillsborough for over almost a year. So I really jumped in just to surround myself with it, just like anything. Try and be the best I can at it, and learn as much as I can in a shortest amount of time. Um, so I'm just kind of doing that process, and now that this opportunity is available, I'm going to be doing both at the same time.
What was that like for you initially? Going, you're fighting on some of the biggest cards in the UFC to all of a sudden doing something different. Was that a big transition for you?
Yeah, it was different. It definitely was. I mean, really, it made everything else seem easier. Um, not saying that it's easy to do, but as far as the time that it took to put into something else, and there wasn't a stress of getting beat up or walking around limping, this kind of made it seem a little different.
Hmm.
It I don't really know how to put it into words like on the spot. If I sat and thought about it for, like 45 minutes or so, I'd probably be able to put something good together, but it's uh it's definitely different. It Yeah, I'm not going to say it's not easier, but it's easier like mentally as far as just being able to jump in and surround yourself with it.
Okay. Yeah, and you're saying easier than fighting.
Yeah.
Okay. And you will continue to do both now.
Yes.
People ever come up to you and say, "Hey, aren't you that UFC fighter?"
Yeah.
What's that
Yeah.
like?
And it's kind of neat. It obviously it's been a while since I fought, so I haven't been in the spotlight for quite a while. So I mean, usually after a fight, it's a lot more, but now it's kind of hit and miss. Like a
Mhm.
lot of people recognize me, but then they don't come up and approach me. But the people that are fans of the sport and have been fans for a long time, uh, they they still come up and ask for like autographs and stuff and pictures.
Well, congratulations, Chris. Excuse me, Chris. Rick. This is sorry about that. This is a very exciting time. I don't know why I thought of Chris. Why did I think of Chris? I don't know why, but that's my bad. This is exciting for you. I think it's great to have competition in the sport, right? It's great to have other options for fighters. The more options that fighters have, the more opportunities that we have. that you guys have to make money and options for everyone involved. Like there's nothing wrong with this, and I think it's great to see big name fighters like yourself choose the PFL option. Of course, having that that big pot at the end of the rainbow is a huge deal. And I wish you nothing but the best. So thank you for coming on the program and announcing this. I wish you nothing but the best. And hopefully they'll. I think they're going to do like some kind of big announcement soon, kind of laying out the field and telling everyone who's in the tournament. All that that's coming up, right?
Yeah, that's what I was just told. So
Okay.
um, yeah, I'm looking forward to it too.
All right. Well, that's something to look forward to as well. Nothing but the best to you. Good luck in preparation. Good luck in the tournament, and I'm sure that we'll be checking in with you relatively soon.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Rick. All the best. And again, thanks for coming on the show and breaking this news. So there you have it. Rick's story, Rick Horror Story, stopping by and announcing the news that he has signed with PFL.